It's really important to remove some of those communication barriers that are in place.
Paramedics in British Columbia are now able to better assist patients who are deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing thanks to technology.
How are you feeling now?
The process is on demand. You don't need to schedule an appointment. If you need an interpreter, within 30 seconds, you will be able to be connected with an interpreter.
The BC Emergency Health Services, the Provincial Language Service, and the Office of Virtual Health have launched a first-in-Canada mobile app to connect paramedics with ASL interpreters.
All of our paramedics have access to iPhones on their vehicles, and should the time arise that they need to access the interpreting services, there's an app that they can just push the button on. It will go through to accessing the Insight language app. They'll select American Sign Language, and then video, and they'll be connected through to an interpreter immediately.
The app is only available on BCEHS issued iPhones. ASL interpreters are available through video 24/7 and are accessible within 30 seconds.
Deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing individuals would typically communicate through gestures, written English, or, relying on others who are there that can communicate with them until an interpreter can show up in person. There is the option at the hospital to have an in-person interpreter, but on site and in an ambulance, that's just not possible.
The deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing communities have had even more difficulty communicating with paramedics during emergencies, since paramedics began following COVID-19 safety protocols like wearing masks.
Specifically around COVID-19 and the pandemic, paramedics are using more personal protective equipment, and it's very difficult for deaf and hard of hearing individuals to see the paramedics' faces. Deaf people are not able to have anyone in the ambulance anymore with them, so that creates a lot of barriers. If we have an interpreter on an app like we do now, that helps break down those barriers for deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing individuals.
And each month, BC paramedics attend to hundreds of patients that this new app could help provide care to.
On a monthly basis, we encounter around 150 to 250 patients where there's barriers to that communication or the care. And so this app really aims to ensure that our paramedics have every tool available to them to be able to communicate with patients effectively and provide the care that they need.
In Burnaby, Miranda Fatour, City News.